Hafaday, I'm Yuri Caballero from Pacific Daily News, and here are our top stories from the PDN newsroom.
The U.S. Supreme Court has declined to hear a case brought up by Guam Attorney General Douglas Moylan that was aimed at overturning a Supreme Court ruling that upheld abortion rights on the island. The highest court in the nation issued its decision denying the AG's petition on October 7. Governor Lulian Guerrero, an advocate for abortion rights, welcomed the decision. It is time to finally put this issue to rest, and now women can have access to safe and legal abortions, the governor said on Tuesday. Moylan, however, said his petition went further than normally is the case with the opposing parties being required to submit responsive briefs. Most certiorari petitions are outright declined, he said. The AG said the 1990 law would have placed the abortion question before the people in a referendum, which he said was the intent of the 2002 Dobbs decision that overturned Roe v. Wade. The Guam Supreme Court in October 23 ruled that the Guam Public Law 20-134, which criminalizes abortion, was unenforceable. The local court responded to a request for judgment that Leon Guerrero posed. Moylan earlier this year asked the U.S. Supreme Court to review whether the Guam court is able to answer legal questions that the governor put to it directly. Since the start of his term, Moylan has wanted to dissolve decades-old federal injunction so that the abortion ban can be enforced following the overturning of Roe v. Wade. The landmark 1973 Roe v. Wade ruling that made abortion legal nationwide was overturned in 2022. Meanwhile, students at Chief Brodie Memorial Elementary School may be the first to see a more permanent move as the Guam Department of Education looks to combine student populations to cope with a budget that's $47 million short this fiscal year. Education Superintendent Eric Swanson said he will be meeting with Chief Brodie parents and teachers Wednesday to discuss the future of the student body. Cutting facility costs and combining classrooms is the first way GDOE will be trying out control costs as it stares at a major hole in its budget for fiscal 2025, according to Swanson. Chief Brodie's Tamuning campus has passed a health inspection last week, but students and teachers have yet to move back as of this week. As of Tuesday, they remained at Juan M. Guerrero Elementary School in Dededo, where kids have been attending combined classes full-time since August 21. It's not set in stone that the move is permanent. The J.M. Guerrero campus has enough space to handle both populations quite well and can be even better with some adjustments, he said. The move has already raised concern, with one teacher reaching out to the Pacific Daily News about the D rating at the J.M. Guerrero campus. Chief Brodie will be part of the redistricting and closure of campuses, a process driven entirely by dollars, according to the superintendent. And still on education, with no word yet on funding, Simon Sanchez High School students may not have their temporary campus by Christmas break or even by this school year, according to the education superintendent Eric Swanson. Swanson on Tuesday said there's still no decision from the Federal Emergency Management Agency about paying for a temporary campus. The superintendent met with FEMA officials last Thursday, but said they only asked for and received more information about the temporary campus project. With various disasters going on stateside, FEMA's got a lot of demand on them right now, Swanson noted. Simon Sanchez High School students have been in double session classes with John F. Kennedy High School since Typhoon Mawar destroyed their old campus in Jigo last year. A temporary campus has been estimated at between $17 million and $25 million. Swanson previously aimed at getting Simon Sanchez High School students out of double session classes by this December. In other news, the airport will move to settle a decade-long lawsuit with former concessionaire DFS Guam, with approval coming from the airport board of directors Tuesday. A list of terms agreed to by the board would see the airport paying up to $2.4 million as part of the settlement. The airport will make no admission of liability, also part of the deal. Board members moved without objection to proceed with a settlement in the suit after spending nearly an hour in a closed-door executive session with their legal counsel at a special board meeting Tuesday afternoon. Approval for the AB Wanpat International Airport Authority to settle comes 3 weeks after the board opened up settlement negotiations with DFS. A September 3rd bench trial in the lawsuit, first filed by DFS back in 2013, was put on hold after attorneys for DFS raised the possibility of a resolution in the case. And finally, senators passed 12 bills and 4 resolutions. They passed Senator Joe S. and Augustine's bill that would establish a 10% excise tax on vape or e-cigarettes. Under the legislation, 60% of tax revenue will go to a Guam Memorial Hospital revolving fund for operations and maintenance. Another 30% will go towards compliance and enforcement. Also getting the nod from senators was Senator Roy Canata's Bill 174-37, which would create a new 8-year valid driver's license for Guam that aligns with the maximum renewal period for the federal Real Identification Card program. Senators also passed Speaker Therese Terlahi's Bill 286-37, which would provide free passes on the Guam Regional Transit Authority. Under the bill, bus passes would be distributed to government agencies to provide to clients who lack reliable transportation so they could avail to critical government services or to travel to government-required appointments. Senators also passed another Terlahi bill, which was earlier described as lifting the cloud on Chamorro Land Trust Commission leases that did not conform with the current rules and regulations. The bill would allow CLTC in many cases to review and remediate leases so that the long-stalled land program can push forward. Among the resolutions passed was Senator Sabrina Perez's resolution 325-37 requesting that an alternate site be found for the U.S. Fish and Wildlife's new Guam Wild Refuge at Retidian Point to prevent further destruction of the Tegzan, which the senator said is one of the most valuable cultural sites in the Marianas. For more of these stories, go to GuamPDN.com and follow us on social media.